Accept the mission. First, let's have a look at the aircraft. It's recently checked. Oh, this is of course new. Brand new, baby. We sell all the fuel. Make some extra cash. And let's go flyer. Ooh, I see a stiff breeze. Okay. First, you'll see these flags. They remove the engine covers, the static port cover, the chocks, wheel chocks, and these pitot covers. Now we can start inspecting the aircraft. Let's look at the wheel, left tire, the strut. Check for any damage. Same here. We can gauge the nose wheel strut and check the front tire, nose gear. As we come to the aircraft, we can check the oil. Yeah, and all seems to be in order. Same this side. Let's check the condition of the strut. It appears to be fine. The condition of the tire. Right hand tire is fine. So we walk around the edge of the aircraft, inspect the wing for any damage. Let's try and manipulate the aileron up and down. And that seems to be fine. Let's check the flap. No damage on the flap. Let's check the elevators. Fine. As well as the rudder. Anything happening there? Nope, all good. Finally, we get to this aileron also, inspect the travel. All the linkages seem to be good. And the flaps appear undamaged. And last thing, open the baggage door. Yeah, all the boxes are loaded. There's nothing to check here. I can close that again. And we can enter the aircraft. Okay, I'm gonna hide these controls as well as the little iPad there. Yeah, switch the fuel tank selector to both, and let's see if we can start this up. First, standby battery off, arm, master, avionics +1, 2, avionics on. Let us check the fuel pump, selector on, and magnetos. Start. Fully rich. Prop clear.
Captain, are you ready? Great.
And it is started.
It's Samuel, your dispatcher. You know? Just a quick reminder about today's job. You have commodities behind you. Standard shipment for one of our clients based in Canaland. Expected in no time at Stellenbosch Game Lodge Airport. The skids have a good tolerance with turbulences to preserve the cargo, but it's crucial you keep a smooth yet quick flight. If you also ensure timely arrival, you maintain our high standards of service excellence and everyone's satisfied. You have all the pertinent information in your flight packet as a reminder. Safe skies ahead.
Thank you, Samuel. You sound you have quite a female voice for a dude. Alright, I just used fuel exploit to give myself the required fuel that I need. Oh, but it's a beautiful day, although it seems to be a bit windy out in Stellenbosch. Alright, so first things first, let's get some lights on. I'm going to do my strobes right now, and let's announce our intention to taxi.
Foxtrot Alpha, Sierra Hotel, traffic Cessna, Zulu Sierra. Alpha Alpha Victor is taxiing to runway 19er.
Alright, and we can release the parking brake. And I'm gonna scooch my seat up so I can see out the front. So there's this moment. Check my controls. Why? My track IR seems to be not working. Let me kill that. We'll just look around manually. Alrighty. And I'm gonna set my throttle forward. Oh, yeah, some wind from the right. That's why the aircraft wants to point immediately into the wind. Oh, a big turn. Oh, and I have to brake because of the strong wind from the back. Using my rudder pedals to keep the nose on the yellow taxi lines, and using my brake, tapping my brake so as not to exceed the taxi speed. And before we enter the runway, we have to stop, hold short, announce taxi. Announce takeoff.
Foxtrot Alpha Sierra Hotel, traffic Cessna, Zulu Sierra. Alpha Alpha Victor taking off runway 19er, departure to the east.
Oh, there's my brakes. And landing lights on, bump off, strobe on. I'm going to pull this back to about 95. I'll just adjust that later in flight. Let's enter the runway. Let's get an outside view. Runway 19, it means that we'll be facing 190 on the compass. Ooh, nice stiff tailwind. Gonna give myself 10 degrees flap. Holding the brakes, advance the throttle, and release brakes. So I'm waiting for that R on the speed tape, waiting for that R to, that's the rotate speed or VR, and then I'll pull gently back on the stick and I should be lifting into the air momentarily. Going to keep traveling around down the runway to make use of ground effect, build up my speed, and then climb away at VY, or my best climb speed. That's usually without flap. That's defined without flap, so as soon as I get 500 feet in the air, I will retract my flaps. Just keeping the runway heading. And we're going up 500 feet, retracting flap. And reducing, putting off my landing light. Just got a phone call. Continue climbing, and we need to head east according to the map, so I need to be able to climb over these mountains. Oh, it's pretty bumpy out, so let's get our pitch up. As we see Stellenbosch ahead, under the nose. So I plan to continue climbing in this direction. And then go over the mountain as soon as I've got enough altitude. I'm going to Stellenbosch Game Lodge. That sounds like a nice spot. So to my left, and under the nose, is the university town of Stellenbosch. Let's pull back a pitch again. Let's get that VY, best climb speed. Adjust my camera angle a little. I'm annoyed my track IR won't work. Let's see if we can continue. There is the Valley of Franschhoek, I believe. Is that it already? Is that it? Or is it the next one over? I think it may be the next one over. This is Jonkershoek Valley. Let's see if we can fly over Franschhoek. Again, Stellenbosch and Bonaccord. en de Jonkershoek. And that on the right is Helshoogte. Let's see what's down here. So I keep falling back down to dropping my pitch again. So in order to get that right, let's trim the plane up to hold my VY climbing speed. So pitch up. Looks like that's about 14 degrees of trim. Let's see what this looks like from the outside. There we go. And without too much effort, I'm now comfortably climbing away. I believe that is the Franschhoek Valley to my front, under the nose of the aircraft. So I think 5,000 feet might be a good just wary of these clouds, so I stay in visual flight rules for VFR. Let me get 500 feet more. Oh wow. I think Okay, so we're gonna put our altitude hold on 6,000. And I'm gonna throttle back a little. And let's see, set my mixture, lean that, so I'm putting the mixture back. Looking at that EGT temperature, it starts rising some more as I put it back. So the more fuel there's in the mix, the cooler the engine, but also you use a lot more. So this is for efficiency's sake. And there it starts dropping. It was a peak of 1460. Bring it back. And so now I'm at peak performance. Let's see what's going on. Oh, wow. So indeed, below me is the town of Franschhoek with the pass that crosses the mountain. And in the back we see the huge Teerwaterkloof Dam. With the Cape behind me, Stellenbosch under that cloud, and the Cape Peninsula with Melkbos and Blouberg Beach in the back there. Okay, so let's go back in the aircraft and try and avoid this cloud. Turn to the left. Maybe I left it a little late. Looks like staying above the mountains while trying to stay below the cloud. That's tough. You can see that there's a rather high ridge in my path. You need to be careful to not smack into the side of that. I can increase my altitude some more. Let's go. And let's select the flight level change. Add more power. Change my heading bug some more. Stay away from this cloud. Clouds and mountains do not mix. Right, we're up to 6,500. We're starting to get there. Going to be leveling out, and I'm going to get my heading bug back on track. You can see I'm quite a bit off my track, desired track there. The wind is pushing me also a little bit from right to left. I've got a 10 knot headwind, 11 knot headwind. So I'm going to adjust my heading back just a little off to the right. I don't like that. I don't like those clouds. Let's check what my mixture is at now. 1585. Try and pull it back. No, it dropped. So let's push it back. Push it back, make it a little richer. And now that we are cruising, let's pull back on the throttle a little. Let's save the engine. Got to 2400. It's still working hard. Okay, our autopilot is engaged. It's on heading mode. Altitude is set for 65. Let's have a look around. Right here, Waterskloof. I love driving past there and the Franshoek Pass, because usually it means we're on our way for some holidays. Pity about the cloud today. We see some other large dams in the distance. That's the dam by Worcester. So according to the GPS, we are still 102 nautical miles to go. We can switch our taxi light off, our strobe. Let's leave our strobes on, our nav lights are on, our beacons are on. Fuel tanks are still balanced. You can set it between left or right tank. We've got it on both. Let's get some cabin air going so we don't pass out. Oh, we can see that we're almost on our track, and we can also see that track indicator line starting to move in. Once it gets in line, we can switch our autopilot to nav mode. If we do it now, it might not engage, or it could do a violet turn back onto course, which I don't want to do. I see some cloud again. Let's have a proper look at it. Am I going under, over, or around? I don't feel like going too high, so let's dip down. I'm going to set my altitude for, let's try 5,500. Set flight level, and I will just reduce my power ever so slightly. It should give me a gentle descent. And indeed, we can see our vertical speed indicator about minus 150 feet per minute, minus 250 feet per minute. So once we reach level flight again, we can put ourselves back on 2,400 RPM. So I'm dropping from 6 6.5, 6,500 to 550. We don't want to go too low in mountainous terrain. I'm going to drop my power some more so I get under this cloud properly. Let's have a look around. So I can see that's the road from Worcester. Oh, I'm into a little bit of cloud. It's light, so it's popped out the other side, luckily. I think I'm gonna keep this altitude. So hit the altitude button again. And I'll increase my power to 2,400. And let's make the mixture richer as soon as it has stabilized. Made it a little richer. I think this is good. And we can see we're intercepting these yellow, these pink boxes. So I'll hit that nav button now. Now that we are on the correct track. Switching to GPS mode, and now this will follow as we go along. Oh, I see I need to drop down some more. So again, flight level change and reduce power for a gentle descent. So the clouds are forcing me lower over hilly terrain, which is not great. I might need to try and pop through them at some stage. See autopilot stabilizing at 5,500, so I'll bring back my power to 2.4. Excellent. So if we look on my tablet, This is an airport. FAJLV. I don't know that one. Let's see. RS. This might be Robertson. Montague. At Ashton Airport. Montague. That was Fuster Glider Airport. Seen many gliders flying around there. Driving past there in the car. Okay, so it means Robertson and Montague somewhere in that area, that general direction. That road follows there. I'm thinking of actually flying to, let's go via Ashton and let's switch to heading mode, and I want to do flight level adjustment again. Let's get a little lower, 4,500 feet. Flight level change, and I'm reducing my power again. Dive ever so gently. see if we can find Route 62. I can see some daylight below the clouds. Currently at 5,000. So we might want to stay here for a bit. Get a little lower. That seems fine for now. Back up to 2,400. Alright. Let's see, we are coming slightly left. I think, based on the movement that I've seen so far, that might be the little pass that shows Montague. Indeed. So let's, yeah. If I look at this bug, that seems to be going in the right direction according to the wind. We are being buffeted quite a bit. So this is terrain, right? So we're traveling in that direction. Where it's the lowest, that right there is where Ashton and Montague is. See if we can start picking up the road. I think that is the main road from Worcester, past Robertson. Indeed, I believe that might be. Could that be the town of Robertson? I believe so. Yeah, that's it. We do drive along there. Fantastic small Wimpy KFC over there. New shopping center development. And lots of favorite wines from around the area. Thinking of Springfield. Which is a house favorite. Comes from this area. And here we see the road, I believe curving back and heading all the way to the town of Ashton. Through there, that goes to Swellendam, and through this pass to Montague. Yeah, the road goes there and down there. Ashton has a fabulous new bridge. I wonder if it's modeled in the game. I would be surprised if it is. Let's adjust this heading bug a little bit into the mouth of the pass. Let's drop our flight level again. Just do 4,000 this time. Flight level change and reduce power a little. To get under this cloud again. As we drop down, you'll see more detail from the terrain coming. Like those mountains seem a bit high. We are going to level out. Let's just level out already. 4,100 feet. Bring back power. 2,400 RPMs. Let's check our heading. It seems to be the wind is still pushing us straight towards that gap. Let's check out terrain, upcoming terrain. It seems to be, if I pass through there, I should be okay. We just have to watch ourselves. I'll fly through there and all along in the back of that reach until we get back on track. So this is the town of Ashton. Where would that bridge be? Is it over here? No. It's over there, I believe. See the river run through there? They've got a massive new bridge there, which seems to be rather silly for such a small town. It was quite an engineering project. They built the whole bridge off to the side, and then once it was completed, slid it over into place in the road. See, are we in cloud? We should be popping out. I don't want to go much lower. Check the detail on these. Let me get a better view. So I'm going to scoot up, look over the nose. And under the nose we see the town of Montague. This is a beautiful drive through this pass all along the river, which features a tunnel and an old blockhouse from the Anglo-Boer War. sitting perched right above the tunnel, and I believe that's exactly where it is. You can't see that in game, but that road passes through a little tunnel there, and there is a historic blockhouse sitting right on that little gap overlooking the pass. Look how the river makes a horseshoe, and somebody's got a fantastic home here amongst the trees. Always found that fascinating. This is the lovely town of Montague in the start of the Route 62, which is a favorite among travelers and bikers and adventure lovers. And a beautiful mountain range all along. So I'm going to turn right and follow this for a bit until I'm back on track. Shall we? Yeah, let's autopilot it. So I'm turning right on my heading bug. Check the fuel. We're about halfway and halfway. So, with enough luck and favorable winds, we should be there with ample fuel to spare. That's the road out of Montague. And next on to the town of Berrydale, which is equally fantastic. What is that? Is that Swellendam? Swellengrebel. What have we got here? That's not correct. That is not modeled correctly. It's not Swellendam Airport over there. It would not be on the other side of the mountain because Swellendam is this side. Let's see if we can identify Berrydale. So that was Montague. And we might want to climb back up a little. Set altitude back to 5, back to 6. So flight level increase, and let's increase the power. a nice gentle climb. Nothing too exciting. Some more cloud. Let's just stay under that. I wonder if I can see the sea. Yeah, sea should be that side. Maybe that's it peeking out. Not sure. See if we can spot any towns. You see a dam here? I think we must be getting up to Berrydale now. Maybe... or maybe I'm just too eager and impatient. We're still climbing. Maybe I don't want to go that high. Let's keep this altitude for now, because I think we're going to run into trouble with the clouds again if I go higher. What have I got under me now? Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to turn to the right. Oh, sorry, to the left. Overshot my track. I came from that side and I passed over it. Now we'll have to deviate from following the route 62. I'll just put my heading right on the desired track, and the wind's going to slowly blow me over to get back to that line. See the cars moving merrily along. I think Berrydale might just be behind there. Let's go see. What's your mind if you can't change it? Let's just take a peek. It looks like I was traveling that way, so I can easily get on course again. Just under the clouds. Trying to watch for any towns along my wingtip there. If I am correct, it should be just beyond this little hilly area here. So this may be it, I'm not sure. A little bit of light cloud. We should be popping out beyond that pretty soon. Not sure what's happening with the road there. There seemed to be quite a serious pass, which means we went past Berrydale a long time ago. Sorry Berrydale, don't know where you're at. I'll have to go reference my map. Alright, let's get back on track. Back to 2,400 RPMs. And smooth sailing again. Let's see if we want to lean our engine again. So make it a little leaner. Increase power, increase temperature. Make it a little leaner again. Increase temperature. And there it drops. So we don't want it that lean. To back, it was pretty well sorted already. Still following Route 62. How far am I at? 46 nautical miles. See if, what do we see? There I see a bit of a town. Is that true? Yeah, definitely. Fortunately, I can't tell you what that is. I'll have to go check later. Could that be it? Could that be my missing? Ferry down? Oh, I suppose. And then the road snakes on. Still flying straight ahead with the wind pushing us gently over to our track. Got some low cloud coming in again. We might have to dip, or we maybe, yeah, 500 feet. 500 feet. And I'm gonna tell the autopilot it's okay to let my altitude change, and then I'll reduce the power to make that happen. Oh, I don't even have to reduce the power. Brought back some power, 2280, dropping 500. Visually it looks like I'm dropping, but on the altimeter, seems I'm not. Sounds like my pitot heat is... if the pitot was frozen, my speed bug would be broken. It looks like I'm going to fit below the cloud here. I'll hit the altitude button when it looks okay. I can't believe I'm dropping down so slow. And that seems good. I could drop down a little bit more, but I don't want to right now. The terrain is rising. I don't like being below the level of those mountains. Hopefully the cloud doesn't force me down or around. Let's have a look over our terrain. Yeah, you can see the higher ground to my right. And my left. I would have expected that to be much more red. My right. I am going to have to drop down. Or let's turn to the right. And drop down a little. Flight level change. Right above the Route 62. I'm just about ready to add power again. Let's stop it here. Altitude and bring power back in 2400. So that's a real weather that general aviation pilots have to contend with if you don't want to fly instrument flight rules, or if you don't have an IFR rating, then you have to fly clear of cloud. And one of the most dangerous things a pilot can do, is to fly into cloud, because you lose orientation extremely quickly. New technology makes that not much better than it used to be. This is a fancy Garmin 1000, and you could even fly on the virtual display, even if you couldn't see outside at all. But most of the aircraft that we train in are all steam gauges like these. None of these fancy glass cockpit screens. So I'm free of the cloud again. 2400 RPM. And if I wanted to, I could climb back up. Let's check what my, let's return my heading back to where it was supposed to be. Let's check my destination field. Flight plan. Stellenbosch. What is the information there? It is only 585 feet. Wow. Small aircraft. No weather information available. The runways there are 30 and 12. Okay. $27 miles to go. Come on, clouds, don't fail me now. I don't see a way through. Except extreme low level. Let us descend. And flight level change. Reduce throttle. About 2.2. To remain free of the cloud. If we had to, it seems we could escape that way. And I am free of cloud for now. Just gonna drop down to 4,000 feet and then set my altimeter. Yeah. Back up to 2,400. I'm gonna set my heading a little bit to the left. It does seem clearer that way. This is looking much better. Okay, let's check my engine temps again. Okay, I'm gonna enrich it a little. Yeah, it was too lean because I had descended. Perfect. I think the Route 62 follows the road all the way along that side over there. We're a bit off that now. See a road and a river. Oh, nav mode on. Let it follow the course, otherwise I'll keep swinging left and right. So I am on the exact track that I should have been on from the start, although I deviated a little bit before. You can see I'm right on that magenta line. I called it pink just now. Magenta sounds better. So what I see from the terrain ahead of me is higher terrain there, and the destination airfield should be just this side. So I'm thinking it should be around here somewhere. Although it says I'm still 17 miles out. That does seem too close, but we'll see. 1,400. If I were to continue along this valley, along that valley, I'd get to Oudtshoorn eventually. And it's not that far. That's Oudtshoorn. Nautical miles. Let's see, range 15, 7.5, 5 nautical miles. Here's the clouds again. Let's check over the dash. GPS is so nice, it's telling me that I've got a headwind coming from the south, 176 at about between 14 and 20 knots. Let's see, how's my fuel doing? Just a quarter tank left. That's fine because I started with only a half and I'm only 13 miles out. I should make that easily if I can get around these clouds. there's not a lot of gap between the rising terrain and the clouds that I see. So I might have to scoot down a little bit lower again. So flight level change, power to 2. 1. Let's get a little lower down. I'm still on the GPS track. Oh, violent, turbulent, the wind in the mountains. So I'm going to stop it here, set my altitude 40 and power back. To 240. So I was correct about the terrain. You can see higher terrain here to my left. Somewhere out ahead of me is the destination airfield. I've never been there before. I can also hit a guide button that's going to tell me about exactly where it is, but I am interested to see if I can actually see it from the air or find it from the air. Runway 12 is what I'm looking for. So, oh, it's straight ahead. That's extremely convenient. See if there's a mission for me already. Still got to fly to the airport. So this range scale is on 5 nautical miles. I should do a call when I'm within 5 nautical miles, a radio call. 3,000 feet. I'm going to start dropping down, flight level change again to 3,000. Now that I am getting closer, I'm thinking, does that look like an airport? Does that look like a runway? So I'm looking for things around this area, and that's starting to look like a runway. Which means, so let me set my heading and then start heading that way a little. Let's see if we can spot it better. It does indeed seem to be a runway. Okay, so we've got the runway in sight, I believe. I'm still descending. Let's make it 2,100. And let's see if we've got the... We should be getting the prompt to make that radio that we have flown successfully to our destination. Any minute now, as soon as we're within that 5 nautical miles distance. Switch off the flight director for now. Yeah, that's a boy. reduce that. I'm going to actually reduce this even more to 5. That should bring us 2,000 feet above. No, let's make it 2,000. Yeah, there's the prompt I was looking for. Let's contact ATC. I'm killing the autopilot. And we're already established on long final. Cut the power a little. Add some mixture back. Make it richer. And let's see. So let's get our landing lights on. Landing taxi strobes. Let's get our speed within the white arc. And get some flaps going. First notch of flaps. Don't want to overspeed it. We do seem to be very high. So I'm going to add a second notch of flaps. And let's get down a trim. Is it 12? That's too fast. I like to land with about 16 to 20% trim. That does help you control your speed. And I'm going to add another notch of flap because I'm very high. I'm just watching it. Runway. Oh, I might have to. Going way too fast. Way too high. I'm gonna do that little grabbing. Actually, the other way around. 9's final approach. So crossing controls, a little bit aileron, opposite rudder. Makes you drop quicker. It's not pretty, but it works. And okay. Adding some power. Oh, very tough. Coming back on power. On the ground. Flaps up. Slow down the aircraft. Wing into the aileron into the wind. So my stick is pushed over to the right. Ooh, that was a little bit more exciting than I had hoped for. And brakes so that I can park on in the designated box, or hold short as they like to call it, before we move to parking. So stop here. Oh, too short. stopped. Now we have to announce. And we can clean up the aircraft.
Foxtrot Alpha Lima November
Make
traffic Cessna
sure
Zulu Sierra. Alpha
landing
Victor
lights,
is taxiing to
strobe
parking.
off. And let's see if we can do this without causing damage to anybody. Cleared the tree, cleared the other aircraft. And should be good to turn. I think I actually hit that tree. Let's ask the guys to push me back a little. Oh no! Good gosh. So I messed that up. And we'll have to do that flight again sometime. Well, that's me. I'm gonna take a break. Please join me for next time and we'll try such a flight again. So we got all the way there. Ladismith Airport. And where's that lady?